hardcore. Like some people bet on everything. And it was cool to have this guy come on and talk about like the odds and how they create the odds. And it was pretty neat.
That's outstanding, man. I'm so glad you're here, man. I'm so glad you're here. And
Oh, thank
everybody should see that I have the best t-shirt right now.
Yeah. Looks good on you.
Yeah, people in my dojo, people in my dojo, the first day I appeared, they were like, "Why are you wearing this t-shirt?" I said, "Wow, that's my partner." They are like, "Oh, lad, you're just going too far with this." And this is my first interview in the gloves. Never
Oh,
done it
nice.
before.
That's a
What
good
do you
look.
think about them? This is a European model, Leone. What do you think?
I think those look slick, man. Those are really. What's the company called? Leon?
Leone, Italian company, see?
Ooh, look at you. That looks good. That looks good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Man, thank you so
That's
much
awesome.
for accepting to be my guest. And first of all, I need to congratulate you. You're over 65K right now.
Woohoo! 66. Yeah, we're cruising, baby. We're cruising.
Yeah, you're cruising very quickly, man. You're cruising very much amazingly. And there is one thing I really, really like, that MMA Hall's channel is progressing. So considering everything is going well right now, I really think this is the best interview I've ever had, because I've never worn anybody's t-shirt. This is the first time I'm wearing someone else's t-shirt in an interview.
Love it. Love it. Looks so good on you, Vlad. It looks, I tell you what, I'm so jealous. I wish I had mine on right now. Everyone go buy an MMA Holes t-shirt.
Yeah, everyone should buy it. What do you think about these gloves? You could release the MMA Halls model.
Woo, let's go. I'm down. I'm down for that. I'm definitely down for that. I got to reach out to, where's this sponsor based out of?
Leone, Italy.
Italy. Oh, wow. You get the finest in clothing in Italy. So that's awesome. Look at you.
Yeah, this is gloves are from Italy, but my sponsor is Bulgarian, but he bought me all those stuff from Leone company. So they are. This is Italian company. You can write mail to them if you want to.
Oh, very nice. I like it. I like how you work. I'm glad you're getting the sponsorship. Where are you at with the subscribers now? You're doing pretty good too, right? You hitting those milestones?
12.3 right now. I'm okay.
Look at you, buddy. Look, I'm glad you're growing. I'm glad. That's awesome stuff here, man. You
And
excited?
awesome
UFC
stuff.
280?
What?
UFC 280. You're going to be
Yeah.
streaming live, right?
Absolutely, man. And I need to tell that I'm writing for some elite websites right now, so my career is skyrocketing. Also, my sponsor believes it's going to be Fallout soon, so he is paying me for the trip. Every single month, he's paying me for the trip, and I mustn't reject a part of the contract.
Good stuff, man. Look at
Yeah.
you. Doing big things. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, doing great things, man. So, about UFC 280, what fight would you like to discuss most, man? I got to say, I'm pretty much looking forward both to the prelims and main card. Super stacked event.
Let me tell you, I have some hot takes. I tell you what, that press conference made me switch my mind. I was going in certain directions. Then I watched the press conference and I'm like, wait, hold on. Pump the brakes. I think I'm changing my bets and my picks and my predictions over here for the card. So I'm going to tell you two fights that I switcherooskied back and forth. Okay, first off, Sean O'Malley versus Peter Yan. Okay, who are you picking in that fight?
Peter Yan to win. I bet
Peter
on
Yan.
Peter Yan. Yes, I
Okay.
bet on him.
Okay, good. You're with the consensus. It seems like a lot of people that have brains in their head are saying Peter Yan. I, myself, in the lead up, was saying that Sean O'Malley could get it done by multiple ways. Okay, let me just throw this at you really quick, and then I'll tell you where I'm going, where my mind is at right now. Sean O'Malley, the 3-round fight, I think it goes in his favor. First round slow starter, Peter Yan. A lot of people are talking about this. We've been talking about that as well. I do see Peter, a little sluggish in the first, still does good, but I think that's a winnable round for Sean. And if he just has to win one more round and can stay alive, 2 out of the 3 rounds, why not, right? The pressure on Yan, the height, the reach, of course, is there. I love this, Vlad, and I want to hear your opinion on this. Sean O'Malley against Pedro Munoz. Did you notice when Pedro was throwing those kicks into the legs of Sean O'Malley, how he turned his leg and was just blocking them with those shins, just checking and checking? I feel he's going to do this with Peter as well. So I feel like that leg kick situation could be thrown out the window. Okay? Have you noticed that?
Yes, I'm going to describe you technically as a skillful kickboxer and an MMA fighter. I'm telling you that he is copycatting Gregory Rodriguez. He used to be a guest of yours, if you know what I mean. He's copycatting the move and trying to make, you call it, I believe, open kinetic chain. When you receive a hit into open kinetic chain, it doesn't mean it's going to harm you that badly. For example, when your leg stays on the ground, you are going to get hit way, way harder. And I believe he started to copycat Gregory Rodriguez. I don't know whether they maybe train together or maybe their coaches cooperate. And yeah, he's blocking with the shins, but he's also using open kinetic chain to counter those strikes. So I don't believe Petr Yan is going to destroy him via leg kicks. That is not going to work.
So those are the things I give plus. And nice breakdown of it. Gregory Rodriguez, fantastic human being, and I think that guy's going to be fighting for a belt in the near future. Now, Sean O'Malley, those are the pluses over there. I could name a couple of others, but those are the big ones that stand out. When I watched this press conference, and did you watch the press conference, correct?
I was at your stream, man, of course.
There you go. It's always good to see you in the chat. The press conference was interesting because I saw Sean O'Malley that was a little flustered out there. Petr Yan looked smooth and calm, and his responses to Sean were great. Then he throws a little shove at O'Malley. O'Malley takes a step back. So Peter marking his territory, saying, hey, this is my stage over here. So I loved that by Petr Yan. And I have to be honest with you. Before we went live, I was looking online and people were making jokes how Yan sees people in the hallway and he's shooting for takedowns on just people walking around the hallway, just messing around. You know Yan's going for that takedown. Now, the leg kick, I don't think it's going to work out too well, but Yan definitely could slam. I mean, if he tripped down Aljo a bunch of times in that fight, you know that he's going to be taking down O'Malley, and now I'm worried. I'm worried. I don't know if it's because O'Malley was, he's going through this weight cut, having a tough time. He's hungry. Maybe we'll see a different O'Malley tomorrow at the weigh-ins, the ceremonial weigh-ins, maybe. But at this stage of the game, I went from O'Malley, the underdog, and I went right back to Yan, where the money should be over here. Yan, it looks like a safe bet.
O'Malley is having problem with the center of gravity. If you've noticed, he is very tall and his center of gravity is pretty much high compared to Jan's center of gravity. That's problem number one. Problem number two, he doesn't sprawl explosively. He's defending, but he's defending via old school style, no underhook defense. If you watch Sean Strickland, every time you push him on the cage, underhook defend. If you watch Chris Curtis, they do it. I recorded a video on Chris Curtis takedown defense specialist, but Sean O'Malley is not underhooking, and that's something that kind of scares the shit out of me if Yan shoots in.
Yeah, I'm a little worried. About that. If Yan is just walking around at the buffet table and taking people down over there, he's going to try to take O'Malley down. And I'm not saying Jan's going to submit O'Malley. I don't think that's going to happen, but I see a vicious ground and pound, a big possibility. I am not, right now, I move back to Yan. If I see something tomorrow, a confident Sugar, I think Sugar is going to be wide legs against the fence, and I think he will put those underhooks in. I think if he is in the zone, he can stop the takedowns, but at this mental state, where I saw him at the press conference, I don't know. I'm not confident about it. We'll see what happens tomorrow. When you make your picks, do you wait until after the ceremonial, the weigh-ins, the whole deal, or do you, lock in, before, a couple of days before that?
I do have last-minute picks and predictions, and sometimes I do change my mind because of the vein, because of the way they show at the vein, and there were many times. But this time, I actually picked two big underdogs to win. So people are going to criticize me heavily, but I mean, my fans were like, okay, Vlad, we do understand your picks, but your picks are very risky.
Who are the two?
I actually picked 5 underdogs, but I bet on 2 underdogs. I bet on Charles to win, and I bet on TJ to win.
Okay. I like the TJ one. You know what's funny? TJ is another one with Aljamain that I flip back and forth. I was going Aljo. I was all in on... I just lost you. I was going all in on Aljamain Sterling. And my problem with Aljo, right, he looks like he's shredded. He's in great shape. But when I see him in Abu Dhabi running around with Andrew Tate, he's on a yacht. Everyone's drinking. My man's slugging some waters, but he's still out late hanging out with these guys. Then I see him on Twitter. I don't know if you saw this. He's going back and forth. People are making, comments about his rape situation that he had these opinions on. And he's spending too much time on social media, in my opinion. I think Aljamain's got to pump the brakes, focus more on, I know he's focused on the fight, but it seems like it's just too many distractions going on. And I switched from Aljo back over to TJ, especially today. TJ looked calm, look cool. And his line with Aljamain Sterling, just shut up, Aljo. Aljo sat there like, I don't know what to say now. I'm going TJ as well. I like it.
I'm also going with TJ. I do believe Aljo's only chance is going to be to drag the fight to the ground, to try to fish for a submission switch or a clean submission attempt. Other than that, there's no way he's going to outbox TJ. I mean, I like with Aljo the fact that he's constantly changing angles and that he evolved a lot, but TJ evolved a lot too. I mean, that kind of a game can work against Peter Yan, but against TJ, that's not going to work. He's going to brawl. And if you constantly move sideways, you will have to brawl at one point.
You know, a couple other fights I do want to throw at you. We were talking about underdogs. Chookagian. What do you think about her as an underdog against Fiorot?
I actually have Fiorot to win, but my prediction for that fight is fight goes the distance. You know, either that or fight starts round 3. I'm too risky to pick a side in that fight. What do you think?
I'm not. Well, I might place a bet. I might do it. I don't mind Katlyn, especially if you say it's going to a decision. Katlyn's the decision queen, you know, and here's an opportunity where she could redeem herself. I mean, she fell when it was time to fight for that belt, the Andrade thing, whatever. But Chookagian, when it comes to decisions, she finds ways, right? She finds ways to win. I know Fiorot's a beast. She looked fantastic at that face-off over there, very scary. But there's something just pulling me in a direction, maybe a split decision win by Katlyn Chookagian. I don't hate it.
Me neither. I think it could easily go the distance, just like Belal Muhammad and Sean Brady. I see people favoring Sean Brady, and I'm like, that fight goes the distance. Don't ask me about picking a side. If I must pick a side, Belal is underdog. Good luck.
I flipped back and forth with this fight, Belal and Sean Brady, about 20 times. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. Can I curse, Vlad? Am I allowed to? I don't know where the fuck I'm going with this fight over here. Brady is like a boulder of a human being. He's a great grappler. He can throw hands as well. And then you got Belal training with Khabib, and Bilal's on a great run himself. He could grapple. I think Bilal's a little more well-rounded, but for some reason, I just can't pick against Brady. Like, I'm having trouble, but I want to pick Belal because I think Bilal's a live dog in this fight. I don't know where I'm going.
If I must pick a side, I'm going Belal, man. He's the underdog. But fight goes the distance is going to be my pick. Like, Belal is not a finisher. Brady cannot finish Belal. I don't see it going any other way. And when it comes to judges' scorecards, it's a lottery ticket, I guess.
Sometimes I rub my nipples when I talk about the main event. Do you do that, Vlad? Do you rub your nipples?
That sounds like a great hobby, man.
Yeah, rub your nipples before the main event because this main event is a very nipple-rubbing experience with Makhachev and Oliveira. I've been having a fantastic time watching the people on the internet. I've had a fantastic time on our show going back and forth with the chat. So divided, this fight. Islam's going to win. Oliveira's going to win. Back, forth. Oh, my God, it's like a ping pong match over here. But I locked in my first bet. I actually made a bet. All I needed to do was see that face-off today. And I saw anger, I saw aggression, and I think that Neckbeard is going to get the job done on Charlie Olives. The favorite is going to win that fight. Vlad, what do you say?
Well, I say Charles Oliveira is going to win because of the way he shut Chandler down. And
you must rub your nipples, though, before you say it,
well, I'm going to say that Charles Oliveira is going to win. I think it's going to be a KO TKO for Oliveira. That's option number 1. Option number 2 is Makhachev decision, but it's hard to control Oliveira on the canvas. Have you watched his training sessions? Have you watched what he does against the cage? All those defenses he does against the cage, these are the defenses that my coach is showing every single training. So Olives is very, very intelligent when it comes to this matchup. He is preparing very, very, very intelligently. And I've got to say, there is one more thing. He is constantly improving his single leg to double leg defense, and he is constantly improving chain wrestling defense. He is constantly trying to move to the opposite side. For example, when you shoot him for a single leg, you need to dig with your head, you need to push with your head, and you need to rotate to one side. Charles Oliveira, for example, is always trying to rotate in the opposite side, you know, and his coaches are pretty much doing a lot of that aspect of the game. So if he stuffs single legs and double legs, I believe he will have good chances against Makhachev because he is a better striker according to my mind. What do you say?
So I agree with you. I think Charles Oliveira, I think all around is better. Like all together, when you talk about weapons and what guy has more of an advantage altogether, well-rounded, Charles Oliveira is the guy. And he's already been tested with the top guys out there. People are throwing out who had the better fight experience. Of course, it's Charles all day. Charles, he's been there in the big dance. He fought, he won, he defended. He looks fantastic. I picked Charles in every freaking fight. But in this one over here, I feel that Sambo, I feel like it's just so special in Islam, and we're going to see on Saturday how special that is. There's a couple of things I do want to show real quick before we continue over here. There's a couple of reasons why I picked Islam Makhachev, and here's the first example. Let me show you guys really quick. It's a pleasure to be here on Vlad's channel. Everyone hit the like button. I'm going to put something over here. I have half-assed production because we are not live on my channel, but I will move things around here. Okay, so this picture over here. Are you familiar with Eminem, Vlad?
Yes. I know what this is.
Right? Will the real Slim Shadys please stay? What's going on here, Vlad? Do they have a gangbang in the training room? Like, what's happening here, Vlad?
It really sounds like a gangbang impression.
I tell you what, Charles is very good. He's very dangerous in all angles, but I have to be honest with you. Khabib hangs out in the tub with his people over there that been there, done that. And Charles Oliveira is trying to do the same thing with his picture over here. I don't buy it. The only real game, man, is Khabib and his boys, and they're going to really get it done. Here's another thing I want to show you here, Vlad. Check this out. I don't know if anyone's been talking about this, but this will show you everything. You ready? Check this out over here in the hallway. Both boys run into each other, okay? I'm going to break this down really quick. You see Charles Oliveira, he's cutting weight, he's getting ready, he's training, he's with the Slim Shady gang over here. Hopefully you can see this good. Yeah. And as through, let me not play audio. As he walks through, they touch, they bump fists, a little respect. But here's where it gets crazy. You ready, Vlad? You ready to lose your mind?
Yeah.
Okay. Look at the guy in the background. See his face?
Oh.
He knows what's going on. Charles Oliveira is getting nervous over here, and you look down at this section here, and there's a little slap on the belly, okay? Little slap on the belly from Islam Makhachev, marking his territory. Now the guy in the background gives him a look, and look at Charles Oliveira's face over here. This man is so shook because he's been touched by the devil. He's been touched by the neckbeard. Islam Makhachev has sent the force through his stomach into his face, showing this man that he's going to go down on Saturday, dominating over here with his presence. I'm going to show it in real time. I'm going to show the whole thing so you can see what I'm talking about. I mean, if you break this down and look at it in slow motion, it's easy to catch. But check this out in real time. Here they come. Coming through. Fist bump. Right there. See, did you look at that?
Yeah, I did.
Look at that. This is a scared man. Right there. He's scared. He's looking into your soul right now. Hold on. He's looking into your soul right now, Vlad. And he's like, oh, shit, I'm going to lose.
This is pretty much interesting. You got great arguments, man. I haven't noticed that, and it seems there's a bit of respect between the two of them, and there's a bit of rivalry. And of course, those signs are definitely showing in the favor of Islam Makhachev. But I'm still going to believe that Olives is going to be a magical guy who is going to teach this amazing Dagestani wrestler a lesson. And we got the guy with the greatest number of submission wins versus the greatest horse rider in the division. So
it's a fantastic matchup.
Yeah.
It is. It could go either way, right? I'm showing you my evidence why I think it's going a certain way. Everyone has their evidence. I'm going to tune in, and I'm going to love every minute of it.
Yeah, that sounds perfectly, man. That definitely sounds perfectly. And also, I don't know whether you've seen my video on Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat Chimaev is great but beatable. I don't know whether you've seen my video. I released it like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Great video.
I got to check it out, definitely. Slide it into the DMs, and I will check it out. I mean, yeah, I guess he is. We've seen... You know what's funny? I had Sadiq Yusuf on, and he was talking about the COVID, long COVID, right? He said when he fought Brandon Allen, he went into that thing. He didn't want to make excuses, but he brought up long COVID. And I got to wonder, you see Amanda Nunes, who fights Juliana Pena in the first time. Amanda doesn't look like herself. She gets smashed by Nunes. She loses the belt. Long COVID. Khamzat Chimaev fights Gilbert Burns. We don't know if he had any long COVID experiences over here. He did win the fight, but it was competitive. So who knows? He fights Kevin Holland on short notice, the whole thing. He ragdolls him. Maybe the COVID's gone, baby. Maybe Khamzat is invincible. We'll find out.
Yeah, I'm now sending you this video. Hold on. I'm
Okay.
sending you this video. All right, all right. I shared you video.
Okay, well, check it out for sure.
Yeah, when you have some time, you can check it out. I explained that, and I'm trying to take part more in the technical aspect of the game because, I've just realized that I'm getting great jobs, great writing jobs, because people believe that I understand the topic. People believe that I understand what is going on behind the curtain. And people believe that I understand the mechanics. So I do believe that you and I would have been a great team. I can be the caller guy and you can be the announcer. What do you say?
Listen, you never know. You just never. While I was talking to Jesse, we're looking at building a team. We got a guy running our Instagram right now. You never know. I mean, the sky's the limit. We have ideas that we want to hit. We want to do things on location. We want to show up at events. We want to show up at bars, jam-pack the house, do fight buddies, go crazy over there, watch some fights, throw some T-shirts into the crowd, and go nuts. You never know, Vlad. You never know.
Well, that would be awesome, man. That's a great idea. That really is a great idea. If you ever come, I have to bring you to watch my fights.
Oh, I'd be down for that for sure. Absolutely. And like you said, you do bring this technical aspect to the game there is a gap. You have UFC fighters doing it, but I got to be honest with you. They're not doing a good job. Vlad, they're not doing a good job because here's the thing. I've noticed this. A lot of UFC fighters get sick of talking about the UFC. Like they want to talk about pizza and other things. You are hardcore. You stick to the topic. You break down, the fights and everything like that. It's a very good addition to the YouTube world for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, it's a great addition, and I'm the guy who tries to stick to the topic, and I'm not like Bisping, I'm not like this Daniel Cormier. Oh, look at my phone, man.
You got two eyes. That's a benefit.
That's why I believe Dominic Cruz is the all-time greatest commentator. I recorded a video on that today, so this is the latest video on my channel. I know I'm gonna get heavily criticized because there are many, many fans of Bisping and DC and Joe Rogan, but for me, Dominic Cruz doesn't have ghostwriters, sticks to the topic and stays professional all the time, doesn't insult referees. It's very hard, to have all four.
Well, Dominic Cruz did talk about Keith Peterson in a certain way. Just saying. I don't know.
But do you remember when Dan Hardy lost his job because he attacked Herb Dean?
I got to be honest with you, I can't stand Dan Hardy. I never could stand Dan Hardy. Never. I was always the person saying, this guy drives me nuts. Very intelligent guy, right? When it comes to the breakdowns of the fights, he's very smart. There's no doubt about that. But he is a reptile. He's a full reptile. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that guy. I can't listen to him. He's so pompous. He's a fucking, he's a nudnik. I just can't do it. It's not my cup of tea.
I understand. I used to be a fan of him and Mark Goddard, but not anymore.
Yeah, just not my thing. I don't know. But I'm noticing other channels are saying the same. We've been saying this for like 6 years now. I notice a lot of channels are starting to jump on the train, bashing them. Like another one is John McCarthy. Like, what the fuck happened to that guy? That guy was like the best ref in the game, and now he's a mush mouth. Every time he fucking says something, you want to throw up.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Right now, my favorite referee is Mark Smith.
Mark Smith he's good. Yeah, he's good. Herb Dean is hilarious. He does the Scooby-Doo run on the way to the fights, like trying to stop a fight. He just can't get there in time. It's so funny watching him. I still like Herzog. I think Herzog, he had a bump in the road not too long ago, but for the most part, I think he's solid, Herzog.
Kerry Hately is a fantastic referee. Do you remember Vyacheslav Borcha versus, who was he fighting? Davis, I think. Mike Davis.
Okay. And did he screw up the blue blemish there?
No, Kerry Hately did a great job because Borcha was battered, but he was still in the game and he didn't stop the fight. He let Borcha injure for 3 rounds.
I tell you what, man, they either stop it too soon or they stop it too late. These refs can't. It's an impossible job. Like, we shit on these guys, but at the end of the day, I would never want to do it because you can't win as a ref, no matter what. It's always a bad stop, too quick, too long. Like, you can't win. It's like this weird thing that they have to deal with. So I do have respect for the refs, but it's funny to make fun of them.
Yeah, I know. Therefore, it's very, very hard to make the fun out of them. I'm also a soccer ref, man, and I'm telling you, I made thousands of mistakes. It's impossible. Like, for example, I'm the guy with the flag, the assistant referee, And sometimes it's impossible to see whether it's offside or not. Sometimes it's like centimeters. And I have 1 second to decide whether I'm going to raise flag or not.
Very good. This is soccer, you're saying?
Soccer, yes.
Or football. Football, you calling it, right?
Yeah, football, but not American football like the other type of football.
You know, you guys are right. You're kicking the ball around, so it should be called football. It makes us Americans are ridiculous. We play football, we throw. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I'm with you. It's a little silly.
Yeah, I know, man, but hold on a sec whether my flag is here. Hold on, just 1 second. Let me see whether my flag is here. Just a second.
Do you have a football in there? Can you do a little trick for us? A couple on the knees, off the head?
No, I'm going to show you something. Hold on. What is this?
Okay. All right. I just took over Vlad's channel right now. Hello, welcome to UFC Celebrities and Classics. I'm your new host, Mystic Moss. Make sure you hit the like button. You subscribe to the channel. Vlad will be here rubbing his nipples shortly.
There it goes. You see?
Oh, look at you. Look at that.
I've got
So is
1
that-
second to do this. You see?
Okay.
I've got
Yeah.
only 1 second. That's what I'm trying to say, how hard the ref job is. You see this flag? I have only 1 second. I have 1 second to do this. Only 1 second. If I do it after 2 seconds, it's too late. So you're sprinting. Remember, imagine this. You're sprinting, full sprint, and you need to call an offside. So sprint and this. You have 1 second to do this. You must stop and do this in 1 second. So it's very, very terrible job.
Yeah. So you do this often? You do reffing for football?
Yes, I'm doing referee for football like every weekend, man. That's why I don't stream that much often on weekends.
Gotcha. That's fun. That's a good time right there.
Yeah, definitely. You see this lovely flag. How do you like my flag, man?
It's a beautiful flag. It's one of the best.
Well, this is for soccer referees, but I have never shown it on YouTube because my previous federation, they were like controlling everything, and I changed federation because they didn't let me progress. Now in this federation, they say, listen, Vlad, you can do whatever you want as long as you're a celebrity, we don't give a damn.
That's good to know. You know, during your streams, when you're calling fights, or if you see something, you know, an eye poke, a nut shot, throw the flag up during the stream. Or why not, right?
Yeah, why not? Oh,
Yeah.
we can go like eye poke.
Yeah, just fucking fling it around, you know, or just stab it in your eye.
Or yeah, you can do like this, or you can like eye poke. You know, for example, this is offside, and when you want, for example, when it's foul, you know, when it's foul, you're like this. You're like doing
Shake
this
it.
when it's foul, you know.
Oh, okay.
So there are many, many interesting signals. This is substitution. I don't know whether you've seen this. This is for substitution.
Okay. Look at that.
Yeah.
Now I learned. I learned a lot today.
You don't watch soccer much, do you?
No, I don't. It's the one thing I can't get it. I tried. I've tried so many times. I have a funny soccer story. When the United States is terrible in soccer. Like, I don't know, maybe they're good now. I have no idea. I don't pay attention. But when I was younger, they were playing Mexico, and it was like the World Cup. It was this whole thing, and it was on like at like 3 or 4 in the morning, and we got really drunk, and we was like, all right, let's wait, and if the U.S. beats Mexico, we're going to go to this Mexican neighborhood, and we're just going to cause a ruckus with the American flag, flipping it back and forth, just to, you know, be an asshole. So sure enough, that's what we did. We waited. The Americans won. They beat fucking Mexico. We're like, what? We hop in the car. We're like, shit, we don't have a flag. We grabbed a flag out of our friend's yard. We couldn't fit it in the car. And here we are going into this Mexican neighborhood with this American flag fluttering in the wind. And when we got there, they were screaming, yelling, flipping us off. And then we were freaking out because we couldn't pull the flag in the car. So now we're like, we're dead. They're going to kill us. We're going to die. A Mexican overload of Mexico coming at us. It's going to be terrible. But luckily, the police showed up, and they were like, okay, they just started laughing at us for being a bunch of assholes, and they escorted us out of the neighborhood. We survived. Mission accomplished.
So did you get penalty for that?
No, they laughed at us. We thought we were going to get like in trouble. We did think, because we're like, we're causing a scene, right? But luckily the cops, you know, they're like, guys, what are you doing? Like, come on, go home. You know, that's what they said. So we lucked out. It was terrifying because we couldn't get the flag back in the car. People are swerving at us. Anyway, that's my soccer story.
So it seems police is very tolerant in the United States, right?
We got lucky. We if we hit the wrong cop, we would be fucked. We got lucky. Yeah, we got a guy that he liked what we were doing at the time, so we were okay. But I wouldn't recommend you do that. It's not a smart idea.
No, I would never do something like that. Imagine, like, for example, imagine waving in my home country of Bulgaria with the flag of Turkey. They don't like each other. Police wouldn't help you, believe me.
I don't know why we did it. Like, I look back, I love Mexico. I've been there. I love the culture, the food. I always root for the fighters. Like, I'm a fan. My wife is part Mexican. If you didn't know that, Jesse has a little Mexican in her. So I love Mexico. Nothing against. I don't know why we just thought it'd be hilarious because it's the USA stinks at football, you know? So I was like, let's have a little fun. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing that.
Well, to be honest, you were having a solid soccer team in 1998, in 2002 also, but then later generations are not that good.
Yeah. I don't follow it at all anymore. But so you've played. I saw Habib on Anatomy of a Fighter. Will Harris over there. Shout out to Big Will. Have you been watching any of the Anatomy of a Fighters?
Yes.
With the soccer, the football going on with the boys, they're pretty good, huh? These guys.
Yeah, they're pretty good, man. I got to say, they're pretty much good. So I'm pretty much surprised. I didn't know that Khabib knows to play.
Yeah, he's very talented, not only in the octagon. I want to show you one more thing. I know this is getting a little long here, but I want to show one more thing. What do you think of this guy over here? I went on a little bit of a rant with this guy before. I feel like we should put him back in his cage. You know, we should cut it out with this kid. You know, the poor guy. But here we go. I'm going to show him right here. His name is Hasbulla. What do you think about him?
Well, he has got the talent, man. He has got the talent.
You think he's going to be a UFC champion?
Well, one day he will, man. He's growing up with the best, working with the best. He's got all the greatest conditions.
Well, very optimistic over there with Hasbulla.
Yeah.
He is a big deal over in the UFC. And apparently he signed a contract, so we'll see where that goes, right?
Yeah, I do think this is a great. I do think this is a great way to go. Why not, man? I mean, young guns are always a part of the game, right?
Do you think Hasbulla gets a lot of ladies in his life? What do you think?
Well, I don't know, man. I really don't know. To be honest, it's hard to be famous. To be honest, that's very, very hard. I felt it on my own skin. Believe me, it's hard.
Yeah, I bet, right? Over there, you're a celebrity walking around. It's got to be crazy.
It has to be pretty much crazy, man, right now. But thanks God, my sponsor believes it's going to be Fallout, so I'm going to travel every month. So, yeah, I can move away finally from this.
Very nice. Well, I tell you what, if you ever hit the States, you know who to call, the MMA holes. We'll hang out. We'll go crazy.
Well, I have, if my crazy sponsor wants to pay for the trip, why not? I can spend a few days with you if you're eager for it.
Let's go. We can do some craziness. Well, Vlad, man, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure coming on your show. I've had a fantastic time.
Yeah, I had a fantastic time too. I will put it to creation right now. It will go as a premiere. I will send you via IG. But it will go tonight as a premiere, but I don't know exact time. I need to create it first.
Let me know when it's scheduled. I'll put it on our community section. Go subscribe to UFC Celebrities and Classics. This guy doing big things over there. Hit the like button.
Oh, yeah. I hope I will be able to pursue my sponsor to pay me trip to the US one day.
That would be nice. That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, Vlad. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you so much, Moss. Have a great day, man.
Bye-bye.